Hello, everyone, and welcome to Zelda Speedruns. Today we have a Link to the Past Randomizer Challenge Cup bracket race. This is AdirondackRick versus IB Karma in round 1. Tracking today we have Pixcalibur, and on commentary we have Zeruvian and Westside Vandal, and they'll take it from here.
All right, thank you very much, Baseball. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever it is, wherever you are. Welcome on in, my friends, to, as we mentioned, this Challenge Cup brackets race. Best of 3 series. IB Karma with the 1-0 lead, so it is win or go home for AdirondackRick. What mode did we roll? Looks like McBoss Shuffle?
Yeah, we're taking a trip to McBoss Shuffle, and we're hoping that the Ice Rod machine works today.
Alrighty. And we're off to a strong start. All right, let's go.
You opened that can of worms for me. Oh, McBoss, we've got a full boss shuffle. All 7 bosses will appear at least once. 3 of the other bosses will appear twice. It's yet to be seen where Trinex will show. And whether maps or compasses will tell us what we need to know.
Yep. And, you know, RNG could smile upon our runners. We could not see a Trinex. But that's very, very high unlikelihood of happening. That didn't sound right. But we'll see what happens here. We are underway now. And looks like already route divergence. We got Hammer in Sanctuary Chest.
We've got one of the finest things you could ask for, because that hammer will hit a lot of things pretty hard.
Yeah. I believe it's basically tempered sword damage to anything it hits, so... excuse me.
Yeah, if you can actually hit it.
Yeah, true.
There
does
are
have
ways
a bit more
to
of a wind-up time.
There are ways to augment the hammer hitbox, but we'll get to that later. Karma's showing us a tier 1 tree pull. We'll see both of our runners check out what our resources have available for us here. Ooh, nice full magic drop from the birds.
Yep, and okay, and bush crab 5 arrows. Don't know what to make of our uncle having bombs in side patches of Hyrule Castle. Uh-oh. At any rate, not anything going in Uncle's side of Hyrule Castle for Karma, so he is going to have to go ahead and come up here and grab that hammer.
And we saw Rick trying to get a tier 1 tree pull, and then, I think he was thinking he had a tier 3 tree pull, but unfortunately, the first try there were 3 enemies killed, so we were still on tier 1.
Yep. Does not look like we're going to have to defeat Aghanim 1 today for an item, because I don't imagine either of our runners is going to need 300 rupees that badly.
Famous last words here. Now watch out. There are other ways to get money that aren't literally climbing a tower that you hate to climb and wasting your time looking for boots. By the way, there's some money just sitting on the floor in the forest.
Yep. Hey, look, a quarter of the let's try that math again. A sixth of the way to what's on. Whoa, okay.
Okay, yeah, that is very unfortunate for Rick.
Map of Misery Mire on Karma's side here.
I'm pretty sure Rick plays on hardware. I don't know if I can confirm that though. So that
screen definitely looked like hardware being angry. Is what I'll go ahead and say.
Yeah, that is. Well, luckily, all that he loses is the $50 that we were sitting on the forest floor and some information.
Yeah.
And the information sticks with you regardless. So we'll probably see him just jump into Kakariko, albeit a little short in pocket change.
Yep. All right. Speaking of Kakariko, we're going to see it first from Karma here. Starting with Blind's Hideout.
Oh my.
That's going to be a hook shot. All right.
Not only is that a great movement item to have when you don't have the flute or the boots, it opens up quite a bit for us if we see a flute or a glove. And that is a sight for sore eyes right there, that sword.
Yep. Rick did not get to see what this map was, so he's grabbing that here in Lost Woods. Does look like he is going to ignore the 50 rupees for now.
He might pick it up just because he doesn't have a single bomb yet either. And not having bombs going to Kakariko, you saw that sword was actually behind the... Well, we're going to see our tier 2 tree pull, and again, just rupees this time.
Yeah.
Honestly, tier 2 might as well just be tier 1. Yeah, that sword is behind the bomb wall in the bombable hut. We're actually going to go ahead, save, and quit here. Rick probably going to change things up a little bit with that hammer. Might do the front of escape.
I was about to say, this feels like he's just going to do front of escape and just bank on his opponent doing number one, opponent doing Kakariko, and number two, Kakariko not being important. Unfortunately for Rick, at this point we do know that there's at least one sword and the hook shot in Kakariko, so he is going to have to come here eventually. When he decides to do that remains to be seen. But this definitely feels like Rick kind of going, okay, I lost a few minutes of progress there because of that hardware glitch. I think my opponent is going to check Kakariko, so...
So this is just an intentional, well, I need to make a play now because I need to make up for the play that I was trying to make and couldn't.
Yep.
Well, bombs are not in short supply on the south side of Kak here, so we will not be spending any of our extra money on those. Chat's asking what we're playing tonight. This is a map, compass, and full boss shuffle. So all of our dungeon maps and compasses are shuffled into the main item pool. Keys will still be in their respective dungeons, and the bosses will be shuffled around as able as well.
Specifically, it is full boss shuffle, which means there are 10 boss locations, well, excuse me, 12 boss locations because of the 2 refights in Ganon's Tower in the game. And usually there are 3 refights, but in full shuffle, 3 bosses are chosen at random to be duplicated. That's a flute in Hyrule Castle.
And if you even needed a reason to go back to Kakariko, Rick has given us one by finding the flute.
Yep.
You almost wonder if Karma might just be going to South Shore here with that hook shot.
Yep.
And you kind of feel like Hyrule Castle might actually get put off for a little while, especially if we see a glove and a moon pearl.
Yeah.
Or even a bow, since we'd be able to go to the back of Eastern.
Right, Compass of Skullwoods.
And you might be going, oh wow, these maps and compasses are going to be completely... Well, no, absolutely not useless. The compass, provided you have one in any dungeon, as of an update that we got just over a year ago now, maybe longer than that, I don't know, will tell you who the boss is in any of the 10 prize dungeons.
It really been almost a year on that? Yeah, it has. Good gracious.
Before the more recent hotfix where they added a bunch of sprites, the last update was in January of 22. So, yeah. Oh, Rick has to be careful here. He's going to have to bomb himself to warp here, I think. Or he's just going to say Dark Cross doesn't exist? Okay. Actually, the key could just be in Dark Cross. So that's not a terrible call.
Yeah, because he doesn't have a key now, so I feel like he's just going, okay, key is either in Dark Cross or in Back of Escape, both of which are out of logic right now, so it doesn't particularly matter.
I want to talk about a place we can go that Karma can't until he goes to get that flute. Nice fire rod sitting here in Mini Moldorm Cave. Suddenly that flute opens up the mountain, Wes.
It does, yeah.
And in fact, not even just the mountain, we can also go to Tower of Hera.
It would be a blind play because we haven't found the map or compass for it yet, but it is entirely possible, and one might even say plausible to go in there. But we will see what Rick decides to do here. Gonna be getting that his hook shot here as well.
The only thing I'd be most concerned about doing that Hera play would be, this is very low percent. There are a lot of nasty bosses that can be placed up there.
Mm-hmm.
And without that Fire Rod, too. Fire Rod's, of course, sitting in Mini Moldorm Cave. You might see him do some more of these early sphere checks before going up the mountain. We might see Karma go into Eastern, visit Sahav, go to Eastern, get Green Pendant knowledge before going to Hyrule Castle. Especially if you feel like, for any reason, this might be some kind of Agassiz dealio here.
Yeah. It just kind of depends on if Rick feels like that Hyrule Castle play saved him enough time. Unfortunately, it does look like Karma is going to go ahead and take both that fire rod and a weapon into Hyrule Castle and see what's going on here. We'll see if he uses that fire rod to do Dark Cross.
Well, not with an empty magic meter, he ain't.
Oh, good point.
But
Although
it does...
the guard, we have seen the. Oh wait, no, that wasn't a guard. Sorry.
It was a bird.
Yeah, it was a bird.
Yeah, the birds have all the magic these days.
Yep.
So happens. We could still see him go to Dark Cross because he does now know it is in logic.
Speaking of birds, the goose is loose.
It's time to fly.
Yep.
All across Hyrule.
All right. Speaking of that flute, nice little bit of unintentional timing there. Karma picking up the unactivated flute as Rick activates his.
Kind of lucky for Karma with all this HP he's gotten. We'll not need to do a full death warp down here.
Mm-hmm. Very healthy and very bomb-filled light overworld so far, from the looks of it.
And lots more to think about as we move on here. So we still have the entire mountain to keep in mind here.
Mm. All right.
Hey, by the way, even though we've already just said hello, hi. Hi, Wes.
Hi. Hi, everybody.
West Side Vandal. We got Pixcalibur joining us on tracking tonight. Pix is going to make sure we know what's going on because I'm sure Wes and I will get sidetracked eventually.
Yeah.
Watch this be the key in Dark Cross for progression in the back of Escape, namely a glove.
Oh boy.
Wouldn't that just be sad?
Yeah,
I would be. I would be a
rough.
little upset. I would be upset if I was playing this seed and that happened. No, we might just see an item back here. We won't see the map. Map compass shuffle.
This is true.
We already see Rick utilize that flute right away, and he is going to make some of these checks down here before going up the mountain, which will save him a little bit of heartache, as well as give him an extra weapon to take advantage of with the form of that fire rod.
Right. Okay.
Karma now in the Dark Snake Room, and the snakes are dropping we've got high value on the guard pack, I guess.
Yeah.
Why did I not catch that sooner?
At any rate, okay, that is that's not exactly game-changing there in Dark Cross. That is a piece of heart, which means there's going to be one item, or two items and the key in the back of Escape, which is...
At this point, it's hard glove blocked.
Well... Oh, wait, yeah, it is. Sorry.
How are you going to get back there with no key when the key's
also
back
true.
there?
This is also true. My brain was just focusing on, oh wait, we have Fire Rod. Yeah, we do kind of need that key. That is important.
So despite the early game crash at about the 2.5 minute mark, Rick is now going to Ice Rod Cave, and we're basically at check parity. After he opens up this 20 rupees in the Ice Rod Cave, they will have made the same exact checks in a completely different order.
Yep. Still going to be slight edge to Karma, because Karma is going to be...
Karma's going to flute away, and we'll have to see if he decides to do what I would like to see us... Oh, it's $50 here. And yeah, he's going to have like a 3-second advantage for whatever that's worth.
Yeah, I didn't... I thought it was going to be a little bit bigger than it was when I said that. Not really.
Oh, this is an interesting call. Rick wants to go check out what's sitting on the desert ledge, which is just some more HP. And we're going to pay the old man Agina a visit as we rescue the old man Gary on the mountain.
Yeah. Agina is definitely one of those checks that it always feels like you make the wrong call as a runner. Either you do it early and it's nothing, and you feel like you wasted your time, or it is your like literal last light world location, and oh hey, look, it's the progression. You know.
Now, what is it today? It's just some bombs, but those extra bombs will come in handy.
Nice little payout from the old man on the mountain here.
Payout.
You know, for dragging him out of the cave, he gave a nice little reward of 50 rupees.
Ooh, the divergence continues. Rick wants to go see what his green pendant is. Get those 3 free checks behind Sahasrara. Might we see an Eastern Palace dive here, Wes?
I mean, I wouldn't put it past him. I've personally been seeing a lot more stuff in Eastern lately. I mean, I know this is kind of putting gambler's fallacy in play here, but just the other day, Rick did like a casual practice race that I and a couple other runners participated in, and let's just say every runner in the race got burned by not doing Pendant Desert, or excuse me, Eastern. Sorry, because the Go Mode Cane of Samaria for most of the runners was in Pendant Eastern.
So you're telling me that if he had gone over there, I could have blamed it on recency bias.
Yeah.
Well, we do have an extra stun item in form of the red boomerang and a compass, and really not much behind Saha. We did get our knowledge on what our green pendant is today, and it so happens that we have Green Pendant Palace of Darkness. Community's favorite meme.
Yep.
Believe in Pod, everybody. Don't believe in Pod if you don't want to. No one's making you.
Schrodinger's Pendant Palace of Darkness.
Well, there's Schrodinger's Moon Pearl.
Yeah.
It was, in fact, in the box, though.
Yes.
So
all right, so...
A glove, or a lamp and a cape, or a sword from Dark World Access. Had to qualify that because we're either 1 item or 2 items from getting over there.
Yeah, I feel like it's more likely we're going to get non-AGO 1 Dark World Access, because it's 1 item as opposed to we logically need the lamp and either the cape or a sword.
And to be fair here, I would be surprised if our progression isn't just in Tower of Hera.
Yeah. Certainly seems to be what Karma is thinking, is he's making a beeline right for the tower here. Okay, there's a small key there.
So, notably, Tower of Hera can have a number of bosses that could actually give you a pretty hard time this early in a race. Cold Steer's the one I think I would be unhappy to see up here. Sees we don't have a bottle, and we have no way to guarantee full magic coming up there without coming in with full magic and just not using it. Vitreous also not a nice spot if that happens to be who we've got. There's a couple bosses that can't be up here. Argus obviously won't know what to do on the platform that's kind of suspended in midair. Lamellus, for physical reasons, I think would be kind of obvious. Trinex just plain doesn't fit in the room. And Armos Knights do not fit on that platform either. So the nicest boss you could hope to see here is Moth. Moth outside of its own arena is just free.
I was about to say, the meme kind of for Skull Woods is you're fighting the room more than the actual boss, and Boss Shuffle definitely puts paid to that statement whenever you see Moth somewhere that's not Skull Woods. It's just kind of like, welp. Alright.
Interesting, Karma deciding not to refill his magic. Just goes ahead, lights the torches, grabs the big key, and death warps.
And it's Helmasaur King.
It's a Helmasaur King. We do have the hammer, so we're not going to be stuck in bomb hell, I guess you could say, with Helmasaur.
Well, in a constricted space like this, I almost feel like it's a little bit easier to do the bomb strat on the mask, but...
I'm kind of impressed that didn't work, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are a couple ways in which Helma can just kind of annoy you, in how he likes to dance around the square hole. And in the big chest of Tower of Hera, we get
Oh boy!
our
All right.
progression. That's our Dark
Yep.
World access. It is a glove. We're gonna.
And there's
Oh,
the
well, look at
Master
that.
Sword as well. Alrighty then.
That's kind of nice for facing off against Helmasaur, and now knowing he does not need his magic necessarily, Karma will give that drop a pass as well. Now, this is still not an easy fight by any means. We only got 4 bombs, so we're going to have to kind of rely on the hammer here. And it is going to be a 9-heart green mail fight. Every single one of Helma's attacks will do 2 hearts to a green mail link. See, that is the spot right there where he camps over the hole,
Yep.
and then you can't even hit him with the hammer.
Yep.
It's just like that.
I'm not gonna stop Karma from trying though.
Helma, stop being a troll, please.
You can take the Helma out of Palace of Darkness, but you can't quite take his trolling capabilities away from him.
Something runners may not know is you can actually put those little fireballs off screen and they'll despawn entirely.
Right,
On to phase 2 here with a broken mask. No bow, so we're going to have to take sword to him. Oh, that was close. Please be careful.
Theoretically, use the hammer, but sword's a little easier to poke at him with.
Alright, first boss down for IB Karma. And Rick really not too far behind him here. And he happens to be holding the ice rod. So just like that, we are already in boss mode.
Gracious. Alrighty.
And by that, when we say boss mode, we mean we can feasibly fight every single one of the 10 bosses of this game.
Which isn't to say we want to fight some of those bosses right now.
Want to, wouldn't want to go on going to like Hammer and Master Sword single magic meter with no bottles. Try next.
Nope.
That's not on your list of things to do. Here's Rick's attempt at Helmasaur. He does have a couple more bombs, so he can actually use those to his advantage in trying to whittle away that mask here. It will take 5 bombs to do so.
Oh, speaking of trolling Helmasaur, Helmasaur keeps moving right before the bomb goes off.
Oh, Rick is taking quite the beating here, and he'll have to be a little bit careful as these last couple attacks come through. Oh,
boy.
That is Oko territory for AdirondackRick. Karma giving us a look at what's in Spiral Cave, not getting anything exciting by any means whatsoever. Probably going to see Hype Cave coming up here next.
Oh gosh, Rick.
Oh boy, Rick.
Buddy.
Rick. Oh, friend. Oh my god, that tail. I swear me mum. A punch Helma right into... What hit him exactly? Did he just die to the... well, we're coming back because I believe Hera was also a crystal.
Yes, it was. Uh-oh.
You'll have to come back up here anyway, but still. That can't feel good. Although we got what we needed to get out of Tower of Hera, so...
This is true. Lamp in Hype Cave, because of course it is. Oro in chat thinks it might have been the hitbox for Helmasaur's tail still exists, even after Helma has moved off screen. Which, if that's true, ouch. I thought it might have been something similar to do with, like, a fireball, but...
No, there was nothing on the screen when Rick kind of just keeled over and died, so... we get our 5-6 information, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Funnily enough, the Ice Rod doesn't necessarily mean anything for either of those if Trinex is not in TR today. A little more routing divergence. We're going to see Kakariko from Rick. And by Kakariko, I mean Village of Outcasts.
I was about to say.
Village of Kakariko. Of Outcasts. Outcasts of Kakariko.
Okay, so we're also going to see Pyramid Fairy here, or not Pyramid Ledge, excuse me.
Getting a little
Pyramid
ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, Pyramid Fairy would be quite the accomplishment right now.
If you had a mirror and you're playing Overworld Glitches, yeah, absolutely. That's a Crystal on Mire. We do that from... I think we do that from Karma's side. Rick taking an extra moment to have a gander at this map and go, huh, how do I feel about all this? I don't!
Also might just be kind of taking an extra second to go breathe in, breathe out, because he's had a couple challenges early in this seed between his hardware deciding to go, you know what, I think you need to do that the first 2.5 minutes over again, to Helmassar deciding to be a bit of a problem in Tower of Hera. And again, to be clear, Rick is fighting for his Challenge Cup tournament life here. If Rick loses, he's out of brackets. So
yeah, this is a win and in game for Rick here. Well, a win and in for game 3, that is.
Yeah.
He does need to not take an L tonight, or else Karma will take the sweep and move on. And that is a bow in Skullwoods. Okay, dokie. We're happy to see that.
Okay. Catfish has nothing for us. $20.
So whether you're friends of IB Karma or AdirondackRick, regardless of whether or not you want to see Karma win and get the broom out or take the loss and give us a game 3, I think we should all be rooting for more content. Let's all root for game 3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do feel like that map check might have just been also just a moment for Rick to go, all right, calm down. We got this. As opposed to letting the bad times roll, as it were. Just a moment to go, okay, hold on a minute.
So Rick interestingly deciding not to continue in Skullwoods with knowledge that the boss is an Argus and he can actually go ahead and kill it. Skullwoods, of course, also being a red crystal. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on in Rick's mind here. We did the front of Skullwoods and then pieced out.
Yeah, and again, this might, I know I just said he's trying to take a moment to not let the hardships he's had so far trouble him, but that also might just be a side effect of, okay, I've already taken one boss death I probably shouldn't have taken. Do I really want to go into Argus in the Skull Woods boss room, which, if correct me if I'm wrong, but Conveyor still works for Argus in Skull Woods, doesn't it?
Oh, it sure does, and it can be quite the hassle to have to dodge both Argus and his little swirling puffs, and eventually Argus himself, albeit he's only able to go left and right on that moving conveyor.
Yeah,
it's still getting pushed into spikes by stuff, or going to hook one of the Argai and instead finding yourself hooking a block and getting snafu'd into a spike. That's not exactly anything we want to have happen.
Yeah, do you really feel like doing that on 9 Hearts Green Mail when you've already eaten a boss death? That doesn't sound very high on my list of priorities.
Do I feel like doing that on 9 Hearts Green Mail? Your mileage may vary, but I'd say yes. Do I want to do that after I've already taken a bad death at the top of Tower of Hera? No, probably not. But knowing what I know as an observer here, I'd be very happy to never see a Trinex. Unfortunately, Trinex does exist. It's just a matter of where.
Alrighty, so Rick does get another heart out of Thieves Town. Karma waiting for the Wallmaster to come down. There we go. Not quite sure why Rick thought that Blue Horse needed to die, but now,
hey, sometimes
that one was just in his way. But
sometimes you're just like, you know what? I gotta take my anger out on something.
Yeah. Well,
You get
at
this way
first
into,
I
like, bombing
I-
chests.
well, Rick doesn't have any bombs, so he might be looking. Yeah, I think he might
True.
be looking for bombs here.
Well,
Without-
he may actually go ahead and we're probably going to do the back of Thieves Town because it's screaming that it's logical with that hammer start and the key.
A map of Thieves Town. Nice. I don't know why I found that so funny, because Karma's not in Thieves, he's in Skull Woods.
Well, he's going to know what Thieves is when he goes in without having to go rush into the boss and hoping to dispatch the boss. Rick does not have a bomb for the ceiling, but a quirk of Randomizer, because the boss is shuffled, you don't have to go rescue Maiden Blind. And he remembered that there's a bomb here. Hopefully he remembers not to bomb the floor. Because you don't have to.
Yeah. And that's what I was trying to get at earlier when I was talking about Rick killing that extra blue horse. Was...
Oh my god. This check is always vanilla. It's 3 bombs in the 3-bomb chest in the attic of Thieves Town.
Alright.
So we don't know who's here, do we?
We do not, no. I think we have. I feel like we saw the compass somewhere, but I could just be misremembering.
Alright, Karma wants a piece of this action. He's going to go ahead and give this Argus a whirl with 10 hearts, green mail, and a Master Sword. Did he just try to hold the block and the conveyor moved him anyway? Oh,
Sure looks like
gosh.
it.
See, this is not a fun fight to kind of tango with, especially when
Yeah.
you're a little bit under-geared for what NMG would ask you to have in this room. But, regardless of how you route, you do swamp late in the NMG game, and then you always get the Tempered Sword before coming into Skullwoods, because it makes for a much nicer Moth. Well, we're doing Argus with a Master Sword in the Mothula Arena, which is not nice either.
Fire Rod shot goes off, and 1 spin, and down goes Argus.
That was a great spin right into the spikes. Actually, the spikes will do full damage to any bosses that can take damage to spikes, like the Armos Knights, Argus, Cold Stare Puffs, all that.
Oh!
Oh
no.
boy, that is bad, bad, bad news for Rick. And Thieves is confirmed a crystal!
Oh, buddy, not looking good for Rick right now.
That is I was just saying, the last thing you'll want to see is a Trinex. And there he is.
Yeah. Honestly, you don't want to see that in general right now, much less if you're in Rick's position where you took that death to Tower of Hera. To answer a question in chat, the Ice Rod was the item that dropped from the Helmassar King that has taken residence in the Tower of Hera boss room, which Rick made a valiant effort to defeat, but unfortunately took a couple one too many hits while trying to use bomb strategies on the mask.
Yeah, the negative side of this is now Tower of Hera is pretty much orphaned for the moment. It is a crystal, he'll have to come back. But as long as he doesn't have that Ice Rod, so too is Thieves Town. That equates to an extra mountain climb no matter what for Rick.
Yep.
It's just a bad feeling, man. These two have basically routed step for step until they got Dark World access here. And now with the knowledge that we have from both runners, it's looking more and more like that Tower of Hera Tower of Hera death is going to come into play big time.
Yeah. I mean, not just in the way that it's created a bit of an unfortunate situation for Rick, in that, yeah, he has to go back to that orphan spot, take that Ice Rod, and then go back down to Thieves Town. But I again, not to speculate too much, that death might have shaken him a little bit, because I kind of feel like maybe if he doesn't take that death, he gives the Skullwoods Argus the good old college try. But that's speculation.
Yeah, and right now it's still way too early to tell. We're only 30 minutes into this race, and we've got tons to have to figure out. We still don't know where our last pendant is. We don't know where our mitts are. We haven't found a single medallion with 2 crystals asking for a way in. And there's some other things that we'll need for Go as well. We'll need the Cane of Samaria. We'll probably need the flippers for something, because the game is silly like that. And of course, there's a lot that it could ask us to do that we don't want to have to do as well, like find the boots, check all your mirror spots, don't forget to turn in your fetch quests, and all that fun stuff.
Alright, looks like we are going to see Pendant Palace of Darkness here from Rick.
I like it only because it's a good set of items. There's 8, count them, 8 checks you can get in here. I think it's 8. Maybe it's 7. I think it's 7.
No, it's 7 because
it's 7, 'cause 8 would be small.
Yeah.
Yeah, count them. 7. My favorite number, which is why I said 8. When you get the lamp and you've got the hammer and the bow, you're pretty much at that situation where you can just clear this no matter what. And Karma gonna give us a show of a hammer Trinex fight here.
Right.
I lied. I guess we don't feel like. Oh no. There's the hammer pulled out.
Yeah, okay, you need to stop missing shots, dude. My bad.
I think he has to perfect. Yeah, he's done. Yeah,
no, he's very done now. Yeah. Now.
Oh man, Karma, that was a good try, but I think you have to start with the hammer and just kind of follow the
well,
emotions.
I don't feel like hammer versus master sword wasn't the issue there. The issue there was kind of missing so many ice rod shots, which can relate.
I can kind of say it both ways, because you don't need to hit the head as many times if you're using the hammer, right?
Right. True. Fair enough.
So, but you also have to kind of work with Trinex here. If the cameraman's got to move, if the subject's got to move, right? Otherwise, he goes out of frame. Good game knowledge to check the group that the Zazex have magic, so we have a full magic meter once again, and here we go. Now we're on script for the hammer Trinex fight.
Much better.
And luckily, the floor will not get iced when the Randomizer flag is on.
Unless it's a vanilla Trinex, if I remember correctly. Oh, hello, what are those?
Oh,
Boots.
That is a thing that may come in handy for Rick. And Rick was trying to damage down to Death Warp and probably decides better of it there. Those boots might give Rick a little bit of a movement advantage for a while, but they also may be required for one thing or another, and we just don't know how yet.
Welcome on in to ALttPR Randomizers community.
Oh no! Karma, no!
Ouch. You have joined in, unfortunately, to see Karma take a second death to Trinex in Thieves Town here. This is a Link to the Past Randomizer Challenge Cup action in the brackets here. It is AdirondackRick versus IB Karma. This is game 2 of their series. Karma holding on to a 1-0 lead here in this MC Boss Shuffle race. My name is Westside Vandal. On co-comms with me is Zeruvian, and our tracker is Pixcalibur.
And this isn't baseball, obviously. It is Randomizer. Actually, no, that's our restreamer tonight. Baseball putting us on tonight. The boss is putting on a clinic as to where items can be. The tale of this one so far is Rick has gone to Pendant Pod because he needs something to go his way after an early snafu with hardware and a bad death at the top of Tower of Hera. We've left an ice rod on Helmasaur at the top of the tower. Meanwhile, we have a Trinex sitting in Crystal Thieves Town, and Karma's taken 2 deaths there as well. So there's all kinds of stuff going on that could really play with both runners' heads.
Oh, Rick. And now Rick can't even get the hammer yump to go his way right now. This... Yeesh.
Yeah, that looks good. Yeah, he should be fine here, as long as the first placement was right. And it was. So the big advantage right now, Rick has a pair of boots that Karma may be a little bit later too, seeing as they're in pendant pod. And Karma has a pretty sizable crystal advantage that will probably not be changing for a little bit.
Yeah, and the thing on that is the crystals he has the lead on are interconnected to each other and halfway across the map from each other.
And that's
We
our
do get our
first
first
bottle.
bottle.
Yeah. So yeah, welcome in those of you who are watching the main tournament over on ALttPR Randomizer, probably courtesy of that one moo cow fella we got in chat there. I forget who was running, but I'm sure that was another one of those fantastic fun games. Because it doesn't matter whether you're down here in the Challenge Cup or up in the main tournament, we are chock full of randomizer action for this year's main tournament season, and lots of talent abound as well. Oh, that was Skelly Orange game too? Oh my. Oh boy. Don't say anything.
Alrighty. Well, IB Karma deciding to kind of detox a little bit and just clear out the rest of Thieves Town. Just to kind of calm down a little bit. Meanwhile, Rick is making his way to the back of Green Pendant Pod. Now, you might notice on Rick's screen, Rick does not have the P in the top left corner. Rick has not talked to Sahasrara.
Yeah, so this is a
Wait.
blind... Has he? Wasn't Rick the one who did talk to Saha?
I'm pretty sure he was, yeah. He's the only one that's been over to Eastern.
Okay.
Why is his screen not saying Green Pendant?
Because he doesn't own the map in his inventory.
I thought that didn't matter. I thought if you got
with,
the information one way or the other, it tripped the flag, but...
No, it doesn't, actually. You need to have the map for it to turn on the... in a map compass shuffle. Just having the knowledge doesn't trip the flag information on the HUD.
Huh.
It does show the prize in the map, but it doesn't show it on the HUD.
Huh. Well,
so Rick
learned.
knows this is Green Pendant, and he's just kind of banking on Helma being something he can do. And so far, we have boots and really not much else.
Hey, Vanilla Helma, nice. So
And
there's one of our 3 repeats as well.
Here we go. Karma has finally taken down Trinex. Oh, whoa.
Meanwhile, this is going to be cathartic for Rick here. So
yeah, it's just $300. Okay, so Rick is only missing out on this crystal. That's not terrible.
Rick, meanwhile, just kind of going, you know what, Helma? I faced your brother over in Tower of Hera. He killed me. I'm taking it out on you. Blue mail!
Well then, okay.
That's gonna help.
Yeah, that was a clean looking hammer Helma. We like to see that. Especially, it's almost effectively NMG, because you can just set up your spin speed and call it good. So we have a green pendant in the hands of one AdirondackRick, and that's going to be all we really need to worry about here. Now back onto the South Dark World checks for Karma. Now finally done with Thieves Town. We're going to see this mushroom turned in from Rick. We've had that mushroom for a little bit here. Haven't had a look at what it has. It's just $5.
Rick, coincidentally deciding to release a bee inside at that news. Granted, he wants the empty bottle so that he can have some health instead of a bee, but...
Unfortunately, he wanted to have a look at what was the situation for prizes here in the Light World, but we have yet to see a Light World map. So while we know that Hera is a crystal by virtue of Karma defeating the Helmasaur at the top of the tower, We don't know what Eastern or Desert are yet, and Rick is going to give us a shot at what it is.
And again, this very much feels like a wow. I've taken some lumps here. We need to start making some magic happen kind of play.
Yeah, this is a little wild routing divergence that could actually pay off if it leads Rick to something that Karma is not going to go get for quite some time.
Yeah.
For example, those boots. But Karma may also just decide, hey, I should go do these dungeons. I think the one thing you'd be looking for if you were in Karma's shoes before you go to Pod Eastern is probably going to be the mirror. But mirror's not guaranteed to show up on this seed, as we see Swamp Palace happens to have a nice little pendant on it.
All right. Oh, you were saying? Yikes.
Why is that behind the flippers? Why is that, like, hey, psst, buddy,
Yeah.
you should go to Swamp when you have the flippers.
Oofda. All right.
I mean,
We'll
one
see
of the
if
two
that
of them,
turns into anything but other than a red herring.
one of the two of them likely to just be a crystal, right? We already know what two of our pendants are. If ice is the third pendant, then those flippers are just... They could be putting Karma down a really dark, deep path. Chat's asking, what did they miss? They missed a mirror on the man under the bridge. Call him Jim.
Oh, hey, free blue goo. Behind waterfall.
That will be actually Karma's first bottle, too, so he can go turn that in.
Cat correctly pointing out the logic you were talking about earlier, where that mirror might push Karma towards Eastern and Palace of Darkness here. So far, this it's a map of Dark Palace. Great, thanks, game.
We really appreciate the knowledge of something we've already done. That was a shield on the Zora ledge, by the way.
Oh, we missed flippers in Palace of Darkness, by the way.
Oh, apparently we did. So, yeah. Fans of the more memeier side of the community might remember that the Avian Art Tournament had a mode called Why Is That There? And that mode specifically always put the mitts on the left side of Swamp.
Oh, God! Oh, no! Oh!
Wouldn't that just be terrible?
I was in that tournament. I
You were in
remember
that
that mode, and I was sitting here like, where are you going with this? And then you said the word mitts, and my brain went, oh no.
We're gonna need them eventually. Oh, well, I guess you can really see who the boss is here in Eastern.
Yep.
No safety items just yet. We do have blue mail. We do have an extra bottle of blue goo.
Yep. And it is a little bit easier to position yourself to safety in this room because the top half isn't poison.
Yeah, floor is surprisingly not lava. Oh my gosh. These dodges, I feel like I'm watching The Matrix all over again.
Yeah. There we go. Whoop!
Alright, so Karma is going to come over here to do Pendant Pod, Eastern Palace, and turn in the green pendant, probably in that direct order. And there's a sword! And it's
a crystal! Alright.
So at some point, Rick is going to have to feel the pressure to get back up on the mountain to do Hera, but right now, he's probably going to be chasing those flippers around. No, Karma, don't do this now. You're going to go fight him anyway. Okay. Well, now, he doesn't know, actually, so I can kind of see. It might keep him from finishing Pod, in all honesty.
Okay.
Rick deciding to save and quit. And we're going to see him spawn at the mountain. And
Yep.
I don't I don't understand. Okay, I get it now. Because he wants to do his boots checks. And by boots checks, I mean bunk rocks and just bunk rocks. Oh, we haven't seen the back of Escape yet. What am I talking about?
Well, we have. Karma did it. There's nothing back here.
Well, Rick hasn't done it. That's what I should be saying.
Right.
But he also has a reason to go to the back of Escape and then come back to Sank and do...
Yep. Absolutely. Oh, yeah. No. From Rick's position, this is okay. But I just keyed off of you saying we haven't, and I'm like, we have. Oh, Rick, no, buddy.
He's
Speaking of things we know about, but...
Well, he intentionally left this because he didn't have a good way to do the Dark Cross check from when he went in the first time.
Right.
So this is reasonable. It's also a lot faster this way when you have the lamp and you can see what you're doing, and you have the boots, so you can just run through a lot of these straight lines. It's like reversing the casual boots escape. Why not? But you're also considerably better equipped. So in about, I'd say like 40 seconds here, maybe less, Karma will have his boots.
Alrighty.
So now we're just down to finding out which pendants we need for Meyer and TR, whether or not we have another Trinex hiding out somewhere, where the Key of Samaria is, and where are the mitts? That's all we need for Go right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's another bottle in the Bonk Rocks. Rick, where are you going? Oh, he's going to do his flippers checks. This is a Houlihan play.
Ah.
Yeah, he's setting up to get 225 rupees out of this debug room, named for a contest winner for an old Nintendo Power magazine. I'm speaking too soon. That looked like it should have been fine.
Yeah. Rick had, like, our runners have not been having the best of luck with bomb glitch setups today, because Karma didn't have the best luck on the bomb setup for Harapot, and now Rick having a little bit of issue with this bomb setup for Houlihan here.
Yeah. Anyway, named for a guy. 225 bucks. Debug room. Enough said. So this is going to enable Rick to pay Zora for sadness, effectively. He will, on the other hand, get his mirror. And, well, that makes it a lot more tempting to go up to Tower of Hera, I'll say that. As long as he doesn't leave Jim. Because a lot of runners might decide to leave Jim until after you get a mirror. But in this case, Jim has the mirror. Rick, come back!
Oh, boy. Oh,
now you gotta hope that the mirror checks lead to absolutely nothing.
Yeah, but here's the thing. The mirror opens up Dark Death Mountain, which would be a reason for him to go back up there.
Does it open up Dark Death Mountain? We don't have mitts yet.
Oh, wait, that's right. Shoot, sorry.
You know what it opens up, though? It opens up all of Swamp Palace, which is starting to fix up to be our last location. Because think about it, after these flipper checks, what does Rick have left that isn't clearing Hera, clearing Thieves, and clearing Skull?
Ice.
With what
no
next,
Titans.
West Side Vandal? Wesley? Bro, do you even lift 2?
I love how pre-race I was the one getting dunked on for memeing, and yet here you are going, do you even lift 2?
You gotta give me some credit. I'm being... being enabled! Okay. The flute is back out for Rick. Where are we going, Rick? And this is all stuff we've seen Rick do already in the case of Karma. This is the bottle check. Okay, that's fine. I'm just trying to think, what haven't we seen that isn't Swamp Palace? Because Rick showed us Agina's Cave. we've seen all the Flippers checks. We've seen Skull Woods in its entirety. We've seen Hera in its entirety. We've seen Thieves in its entirety. And Rick just gave us Eastern and Pod, so I think this is going to have to be a go into Swamp for your It's going to have to be a why is that there situation.
Graveyard Ledge.
With, that's true. Actually, that and K45. That's about it.
K45. We have Flute and Mirror.
We have Flute and Mirror and no mitts, Wesley. I know you're.
Why do I keep thinking we have the bits? Why is my brain just okay?
Rick is probably a lot more comfortable coming over here to fight Argus with a tempered sword. Spike Cave, good call on chat. We have at least one bottle. So Spike Cave, although I don't know if the game considers it in logic yet, not having an invincibility item, it is absolutely a check we can do.
Yeah, it's like my brain is refusing to accept the reality of this being a why is that there seed. I mean, my brain's just like, no.
No, bottles do not put the Spike Cave. It makes it possible to do Spike Cave, but does not put Spike Cave logically available. Yeah, the game's always going to ask you to have an invincibility item to go into Spike Cave, whether that's the Cape with Half Magic or the Cane of Burna, which you can do on 3 hearts, by the way. There's a green pendant for IB Karma, and that is now a very dark-looking cane with that blue mail in his hands.
Okay. Rick's starting to put the pieces back together here. A little bit at least, but really needs to get back up the mountain, honestly.
Tothal wants to know where the mirror was. It is sitting with the man under the bridge. It is the one flipper check that Rick did not make. Because Rick would rather have a mirror to make that check. Can you blame him? So again, for Rick, this is like, you have to go back to Hobo or you have to clear everything that you need to clear anyway. So he's going to get funneled. That's fine. Karma's going to get funneled into mirror checks. And I would say, right now, there's really no situation, I think, that Karma doesn't give us our next piece of progression. Probably sometime in the next 5 minutes.
Yep.
So this one's feeling more like a puzzle. It's like a puzzly kind of seed here. You got the ability to kill everything, but you got to figure out how you can get from place to place and where the next item you need to do anything at all with is. Yeah, there's the bad news for Rick, that Thieves is also a crystal. So he's going to have to find that ice rod, and right now he does not know that it's sitting at the top of Tower of Hera.
Yeah, I would expect some rage slashes when he gets that ice rod.
Yeah, if you are an AdirondackRick fan, this is probably... Be glad you're tuning in at this hour mark and then wondering what's happened, then having to watch what honestly has to... If you're a runner in his shoes, you'd probably feel the frustration.
Oh, yeah. Like, he was off-putted at... put on his back foot at 2.5 minutes in when his hardware just went, you know what you need to do? Let's start this race over again. Luckily, it was like we said, only at about the 2.5 minute mark, so he'd only done 1 or 2 important checks, and the rest were just information. But it really hasn't gotten better for him. It is the phrasing I'm going to use. Yes, he got to the boots first, but that was after taking a very painful death to Tower of Hera Helmasaur, who has the ice rod that is required to take out the Thieves Town Trinex.
I think, by the way, this is him running over to do Catfish right now.
Yep.
Which
Would
tells
be
you
able to do Graveyard Ledge here if he picked up that mirror.
If you're wondering where Rick got a tempered sword, well, Karma will eventually see this in just a moment. Once he has finished up his Master Sword Vitreous.
Yep, very much a case of eat your vegetables or you won't get any dessert here.
Oh, here come the arrows for Karma. He's gonna leave with 21 extra arrows. Okay. Yeah. And then nothing off Catfish. This is going to have to be a run to Pyramid? What else does Rick have that isn't going to Jim, or going to Hera, or going to... Well, you have to go to Hera because you can't go to Thieves.
Yeah.
But what's really unfortunate is you don't really have anything else that you can check right now.
Yeah.
Like, we haven't seen anything that enables us to check anything else. So the mirror is going to have to be the answer. All right, Karma, where are you going? What are you going to show us, sir? Karma, you have the mirror, buddy. Okay, we're gonna see Bonk Rocks and probably check of Lumberjack, because Rick gave us that information before his console crash, and Karma did not. Ever look. We have the hook shot out for Rick. I think this is a round 3 with Helmasaur.
Indeed. He's going to get that ice rod, and he's going to not like it.
But he's also going to have Tempered Sword for Trinex as well.
Right.
And he's already cleared the rest of Thieves Town, so even though he's got a couple things that he needs to do to catch up in terms of crystals, he is not out of this race by any means. In fact, every minute that Karma makes a visual check that he hasn't already done, let me try that again. For every moment that Karma makes a check that Rick's already done, Rick has a moment to catch up as long as he can execute on these bosses.
Indeed.
I said catch up, and I just thought of Kenny Mustard to catch up.
You really relished that joke, didn't you?
Let us move on before we end up in a pickle.
Something French fries. I don't know.
Going directly into Swamp Palace. You can't really blame him. It's just the game is saying get in there.
Alrighty.
Okie dokie. Helmasaur King. Round 3 with spin speed. Once more with feeling.
Oh no, we've set chat off now.
Chat is going to enjoy every...
They're really going ham on these food puns.
So every inch of the sandwich that we have crafted for them. Too bad they're not $5 anymore.
Yeah.
All right. Swamp Palace. Now I can say 8 items.
Yeah!
I can say 8 items now because I've apparently learned how to count. Map and compass don't exist, so the left check sides. Yeah. Left side Vandal. What do you think's over there?
I mean, at this point, we just kind of have to dehumanize and face the fact that it's why is that there, Seed? I think we are going to see Titans-Smith.
God, I hate it.
Same.
Why did I even say it? Oh god, what? We don't know our third pendant. What if this is book pendants on desert? We have to pull mitts off pedestal.
Oh.
Why are you letting me in the commentary booth, guys? GMP, ZSR, Speed Gaming. Why am I allowed in the commentary booth? Rick has his ice rod.
You know, I may meme a lot, but I don't just outright curse people with that. Oh my god.
Hey, it's not a curse. It's speculation as to what the worst possible situation could possibly be.
Oh.
All right, again, Rick has his ice rod.
I mean, yeah.
This is gonna be a brute force of Spike Cave. I love it.
Rick deciding to take a little scar tissue here for some information. Maybe an item.
And he has a red goo, so he's gonna enjoy some cherry Kool-Aid on his way through here. Nice bomb diver down from Karma. And we're getting left side because you do that. It's just a refund? It's literally just a refund. And it's also our fourth bottle.
Refill!
Thanks, game.
Yep.
Free refills, everybody. Just don't be asking me for like a craft root beer
Game just
or
wanted
a fine cognac or something.
to give it away now, and by it we mean red goo.
If you were hoping for a sub-hour bottle percent speedrun tonight, it just didn't happen. All right, what's over here? What is it? It's wow, $1.
Wow, $1.
Listen, it's not here. You're safe.
Are we though? Are we though?
No, we're not. Now what if, here's the what if. What if this is actually an empty swamp and Rick finishes Trinex and goes north and does Graveyard Ledge King's Tomb and it's just in King's Tomb or something?
Oh.
Like, but he has to go get his mirror first.
Yeah.
Rick doesn't have his mirror. Rick is going to last locate
right.
the man under bridge. Oh no. No, you can absolutely do King's Tomb without mitts, but you kind of need the ability to traverse between worlds first, which Rick does not currently have.
Yep.
It's an inverted you can't do King's Tomb without mitts. Unfortunately, we're not playing inverted tonight because Inversia was the race mode that these two played off stream last night, where Karma took his first W.
Righty. Rick not in as much danger as Karma was of running out of magic because Tempered does. Tempered is a little bit easier to deal tempered damage with, as opposed to the hammer.
And in addition to that, not missing makes a big difference too.
Yes, this is also true.
There is logical Spike Cave by way of that Cane of Burna sitting in the waterfall check of Swamp Palace. We haven't seen the big key yet, so it could very well just be on whatever this boss happens to be. Because this will be a blind boss check. We've got a Lenmolus.
Okay then.
And you spin to win here. Or, you just take the fire round shot. That's fine, too.
So all of a sudden,
here.
All of a sudden, by the way, we are tied back up on crystals.
Yeah, right now, Rick has to go get his mirror from his only logical check that he can make in the entire game. And Karma has full cleared Swamp Palace for nothing.
Now, that being said, Rick getting his mirror here might be inclined to make the same exact play.
Yeah,
because it's a full Swamp Palace versus 2 checks on the other side of Hyrule.
Yeah, chat is asking whether or not we have a third pendant in known. We do not. It is one of Ice Palace or Desert Palace. We can't get into either at this point. We kind of need the mitts to get into Ice, and we kind of need a book or the mitts to get into Desert.
And yeah, Rick receiving the nice news there. Okay.
He is going to flute. My guess is to 4.
Well, no, I was more just kind of curious why he did the setup for getting off that screen flipperless.
Oh, Oh, yeah, that it saves time, honestly, so you're not having to swim. There's the flute to 4.
Fair.
And we,
Yep.
yeah. So, effectively, Rick is a full clear swamp behind.
Yeah.
And Karma's going to come this way, and it's actually, I think it's slightly faster to possibly... Well, if you don't have boots, it's faster. You have boots, so this is just straight line dashing. To go through the woods. I think. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't time stuff out. I don't pull out the prac hack like we see some runners do in their pre-race crops and stuff like that. I just play game. Obviously, I don't play the game quite as well as these two do.
I was about to say, there's a reason why we're up here joking around and not down there playing.
I have no room to talk. I do have a red name in the Challenge Cup server. Which is to say, I'm participating in brackets. Mm-hmm. My games won't be coming for a while, though. My opponent's kind of on vacation. And we got Summer Games Done Quick happening next week, so I will also be on vacation. Did I call the Mitts in King's Tomb?
Oh. Oh boy. Oh, chat pointing out correctly, it could still be the book.
Oh, I know it could still be the book. Oh god, no! No, I would rather just pull the Band-Aid off right now. Just give me the mitts. Give me the mitts. Do it, do it, do it!
It's the mitts, alrighty.
He sees an ore shovel at the very end there as he opens the chest.
Oh. Okay. So now we see Hera, excuse me, brain? What?
Misery Hera. Yep, that sounds like how Rick was feeling earlier tonight.
Yep. Okay, there's the cape. Double spike cape logic. Yeah.
We don't have the half magic yet. Rick with the slow fill because he decided to add some Ancilla to the screen by way of dropping that bomb.
Okay, so we are looking for medallions and we are looking for the Cane of Samaria at this point. Hey Chad, at least you didn't. At least you weren't live on comms repeatedly going, "Well, why don't we do this? Because we don't have the Titans, Wes. Why don't we do this? Because we don't have the Titans, Wes." Yeah. In case it wasn't clear, I wasn't a very big fan of football movies starring Denzel Washington because I did not, in fact, remember the Titans. At any rate, Ivy Karma.
Oh, look, it's my arrow! Oh, Ivy Karma in desert.
The thing that finally gets you to recover enough to hit your post of hawk button.
It would take a single arrow to give me that kind of power. There's a vanilla bacon.
The train has gone off the tracks and the tracks have melted. I am so sorry to AdirondackRick right now.
Rick, unfortunately, is going to listen to this back and he's going to be like, why the hell did I let these two call my race?
I tried so hard for the last hour and 12 minutes.
So, we did see the... Did Karma not check the big chest on his way through? Am I silly? Oh, he didn't! Oh, he didn't open the big chest. The key. The key was just there, and that is the kind of seam Rick needs to get back in this race.
What? What just happened? Excuse me?
Karma went and did left side of swamp. and then never went back down for the compass check. Or the map check? I forget which one's
Oh, no! Oh, no!
So that is oh no mode for Karma. Because is he going to even realize it? That he doesn't... He thinks the big key's in the big chest. This is a 2-cane swamp.
Oh, man. Wow. That is a huge twist of fate here in this race. Wow.
Oh, we're going to have to burn a blue bottle here to take care of this cold stare, as we were just slightly under magic. Nonetheless, this will tell us our prize knowledge. Do we have a pendant on desert, or is this a crystal?
Alright.
2-cane swamp is a metal group. Okay, I'll buy it. When's their debut album?
Yeah. Meanwhile, for Karma, it does kind of look like his fortune has faded a little bit here. Because, yeah, that's going to be a last location. Simultaneous pendant pickups for our runners here. So we now have all the prize information we need.
That's right after the mitts were already a last location.
Oh,
So,
my goodness.
I stand corrected. Karma went into swamp and orphaned his cane. Rick went into swamp and he found exactly what he needed.
Oh, no. And Karma now has all 3 pendants. He's going to be able to do a blind pedestal pull. Oh,
And you know
no.
what? We haven't talked about it. Pedestal is very much alive here, folks. Look at how many medallions these 2 runners have. Wait. Go back in.
The key for Meyer is under the doormat.
Of course it is. And you know what? That is not good for Karma. Because he could turn around and go into Meyer looking for Kane.
Oh, true. Okay.
He's actually...
I was about to say it's going to funnel him back in the swamp, but of course it wouldn't.
Well, he as far as we're aware, I don't know if he knows that he's left a check in swamp.
Well, let me see here.
He doesn't have a... He's using Codeman's tracker. He does not have a chest counter on the screen.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah. So as far as he's aware, it's the big key in the big chest. We're going to see some new checks from Karma, by the way.
Yeah, we're going to see Dark Death Mountain here.
Yeah, this is 2 checks going up, 4 checks hanging out, and possibly a dive into... Wait, we can't get into Turtle Rock.
Oh. Yeah.
And in just a moment here, Rick will be picking up... Oh, he's going straight to King's Tomb first. I like it.
Yeah. IB Karma definitely going to be going around the world here before he goes back to that Swamp Palace check. Ay, that is bad times. Okay.
$20 and another piece of heart. 14 hearts. We can now brute force Spike Cave legit.
Yep.
You only need 13 hearts to do it with optimal movement, which I do not doubt either of these runners can do.
Okay. Let's get our information for... Oh, we need ether. So...
No matter what, we are still no -1.
Karma's best hope is Turtle Rock Medallion on Misery Meyer boss. Either that or blind pedestal pull. Either.
I mean, standing to reason, you could just go get the... well, there's half magic, so no matter what, Spike Cave is just calling out loud to Karma here. And Rick's first call is to just go into ice.
Yeah.
I think I like it.
Yeah, it is a fully clearable crystal. There's going to be 5 items here, I believe.
Now, hold on. Rick does not know this is a crystal.
Ooh.
This is a 50-50 blind shot for Rick to see whether or not this is the pendant or the crystal.
Yeah, I think he still finishes it though at this point.
Well, absolutely. You're going to get all 5 items out of here, and one of them is likely to be the Ether Medallion that we're looking for. Oh boy. Hey everybody.
Yeah.
How's your night going?
Yeah. Welcome to what is suddenly heated right back up. Good gracious.
We decided to take it off of the heating element on the electric stove. We've gone to the induction stove instead. Ooh boy.
Yeah,
Okay. Hey, if we haven't said so already, make sure you follow these 2 fantastic folks. You know why I'm here, right? I'm probably friends with both these guys. Maybe. IB Karma. Let's see. Kind of my Cross Keys rival from League a few seasons ago. Pretty cool guy. Does a lot of Final Fantasy stuff. Actually, I believe he's running a Final Fantasy tournament coming up here in a little bit.
Oh, just $20 on the blind ped poll.
Hey, I don't like pulling peds, but $20 is $20.
Alrighty.
You give me a $20 incentive to pull pedestal in a seat, I'll do it. Why not? Throw for content.
Oh, the Ether is in ice!
No mode for our runners here via Ice Palace. And now all Rick needs to do is go to the Mire region and check around aggressively for that Quake medallion, because that will put him in full go.
Yeah.
But Karma not too far behind. Unfortunately, Karma's in that situation where any fetch quest or any other distraction in here could actually make him lose scope of what he needs to go do and recheck Swamp.
Yep.
He can't even get into TR right now. He's going to go into Mire looking for his cane.
Yeah.
The thing is, when you've lost a check and you don't know where you left a check at the hour-plus mark of a game, how do you what do you tackle first? You know, where do you think you went wrong in that case? Because obviously everything felt like a last location when you actually were, but are you able to ascertain when that actually began?
Yeah.
So whether you've been playing this game for years, as Wes and I have, or you're just getting into it, just know that this feeling, if it actually is for Karma...
Punchmato in chat with a good point. If in this mode specifically, since the compasses turn on the item counter, we just we start revisiting dungeons we have the compass for and checking the item count. That being said, did we have find the Swamp Palace compass? I don't think we did.
And getting back to Swamp is no easy affair in itself either. But then again, neither is running back up to a Hera that we know we full cleared.
Oh hey, it's the way we broke the Ice Palace logic over our knee before Icebreaker was found.
Yeah, with Swamp being a pendant, it could just be that the Swamp compass is in Ganon's tower, not intended to get the eyes off the boss ever again. Like, not at all. Not, I mean, never again will we get a pendant out of Swamp Palace.
I mean, a very bold move by the Randomizer developers to limit logic like that, but you know, I'm here for it. Anyway, down goes the bootleg Ice Armos fight. For AdirondackRick.
Rick's got that flute out. I would imagine this is probably a shot to 6. There it is. And there's Ether for Karma. Karma is Cane Go right now, which means he's probably going to go making up a couple of little things to do. Why did Karma skip that other chest? We're going to have to ask him in a post-race interview. Although I would have to guess that because he checked left side of Swamp, he forgot to go down to get it, and then thusly with no item counter, assumed the big key was in its big chest, because that can happen in a dungeon like Swamp.
They might have been referring to this chest here in ice, and honestly, it's probably just a question of we're coming back through this room anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Routing this old route through ice, you're going to go through that room twice anyway.
Now hold on, Wes. We just saw Rick do a really smart, hey, I'm going to hinge my decision based on whether or not I have a crystal on Meyer. It is a crystal on Meyer. It is 1:23:36. Rick is in go mode.
Which, if you had come to us an hour ago and told us AdirondackRick was going to reach go mode first, I don't think we would have believed you, even at the 30-minute mark.
This is one for the books. If Rick can pull this off, we will be looking at a Game 3 between these two. And that all depends on whether or not Karma realizes he needs to go back to Swamp Palace to get his Cane of Samaria.
All right. Rick now, by the way, heading into Misery Mire for his 6th crystal.
And Misery Mire still has one little chore for us. We have to figure out where that key is.
Also, Rick with a incredibly nice amount of rupees.
Of course you would. My immersion is broken. How could you? And Rick doesn't even know he's in go mode. It's true, because he may or may not need Bombos to enter Turtle Rock. He has not been up the mountain, though at this point, you're probably thinking to yourself, I have 2 medallions. What are the chances that Bombos is just not in front of me anyway?
Yeah, well, and also Rick hasn't been back up Death Mountain to check Dark Death Mountain either. So he's probably just like, Dark Death Mountain has a bunch of checks for me. There's a 66% chance that I have the medallion I need. Let's just go do it.
And it is a Godmire, and we are going straight to the boss.
Alrighty.
Yeah, this tells me Rick is feeling like he needs to put the pedal to the floor now. And if you watch the first hour of this race, you would understand very much why.
Yeah.
And, well, Karma's probably going to give us either Smiths or... Smiths, to be completely honest with you here.
Yeah. I feel... Chat correctly pointing out, if the big key is a little bit later in Meyer, you might think about being a bit more thorough here. But when you're in Rick's position, where you've been feeling like, and as we know, definitely playing from behind for most of the race, you kind of have to go item density, and Dark Death Mountain is going to have the higher item density right now. And plus, you have 2 of the 3 medallions, so you get more checks, and you go towards the other dungeon you need to do. So just make the gamble that if you do need that 3rd medallion, it's going to be up on Dark Death Mountain, as opposed to wasting time in a kind of annoying to navigate dungeon here. We do get...
This is the second coming of the Armos Knights. So we know 2 of our dupes now. So what haven't we seen? We haven't seen Blind. We haven't seen... What haven't we seen? We haven't seen Mothula.
Blind, Mothula.
And we haven't seen... I'm trying to remember. We haven't seen Moldorm.
Oh, wow.
That's one.
Wow.
That's like, how do you not see Moldorm? Ever.
Yeah.
Moldorm's probably just... There's 2 Moldorms at the top of GT. Why not?
Sure.
Not 2, like 1 in Lamo 2 and 1 in Vanilla. 2 in Vanilla.
Checks out.
No, we've seen Cold Stare. There was a Cold Stare in Desert. Karma fought it. And Karma's turning in this purple chest.
Alright, so up the mountain Rick goes.
And that is going to put Karma in a pretty uncomfortable situation.
Oh no, he's going into Mire.
He's got to dig Mire. As far as he knows, as far as the information we can see on our side in the very distorted commentary booth, pinch of what his tracker looks like. The game feed looks great. The tracker looks squeezed. He doesn't have a chest counter on his tracker.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the big key marked on his tracker. And the item he's looking for, he doesn't have the compass marked on his tracker either, for what that's worth. Yeah. As far as he's aware, he checked everything in Swamp. He did not get the big key out of the compass chest. No, it's the map chest. Dang it. Dang it, dang it, dang it. Yeah, Rick is about to find out he doesn't need to touch anything else. Except for all the checks in Thieves Town and GT looking for his big keys, because this is confirmation that Rick is, in fact, in go mode. His compass chest. Okay.
All right. Into Turtle Rock we go. Which, by the way, I think you said Thieves Town just now when you meant Turtle Rock.
Yeah, did I do that again? Did I call it back again like I used to?
I mean...
It's Turtle Town, obviously. I'm notorious for doing that. Specifically here on ZSR. Every race I've ever called on ZSR.
Oh, I mean, at least they start with the same letter. I'm notorious for calling Misery Mire Swamp and vice versa.
It's Turtle Time, see?
And Eastern Desert and vice versa, which, why? Anyway, brains are weird. Moving on, 2 small keys on the right side of TR here.
Thieves Rock? Okay, it's forced now. You can stop eating it. Well, if this is the big key, then well, it's a pretty favorable outcome that we have a 3 key front of TR. Wow. So...
Okay, hold on. I need to immortalize that. Some people prefer Turtle Wrap over Turtle Rock, but it really depends how much you like Vanilla Ice.
Okay.
Bravo, chat.
Well,
bravo.
If this is the big key in Chain Chomp Room, it's a god TR, and Rick can just run to Trinex, or whoever is cosplaying as Trinex.
Oh my god!
You just steal the Pokey key and go! Rick in the driver's seat right now. Karma's giving us the checks we did not get to see in Misery Mire. We haven't seen Bombos yet. We haven't seen the book yet, which is actually kind of a good thing. And by kind of, I mean, oh god, please don't give Karma the book. Please put him in oh no mode instead of go digging around mode.
Yeah. I mean, at least the book would put him next to where he needs to go, kind of, at some point.
That's assuming you don't run to Ether before running to Bombos. It really ends up being like player preference. Both are kind of lousy to get to. Like, Bombos is easier to get to, but Ether's literally just a mountain climb.
Excuse me.
Hey, you can read that there's just couch cash on the pedestal. That we already pulled. Oh, nice, perfect pattern from the Pokies there in that room. RNG smiling upon Rick now as he just has a couple little obstacles to get through here before we find the TR boss. And our 7th check in Misery Mire, this map chest right here, is just 10 arrows.
And that split-second pause before he menued to the mirror speaks volumes. This is kind of Karma going, wait a minute, uh-oh.
This is that moment of what I miss. That kind of zen but puzzled look on his face as he thumbs over the map with the flute, trying to figure out, what do I even have?
Yeah. This is him trying to get his brain to re-engage here. Yeah, this is very much his brain trying to go, no.
No, this is As I describe it, this is what I like to call oh no mode, because you don't know where you've left, what you're looking for. And trying to figure that out, especially with this mode where compass is turned on, give you item checks, and we don't have the compass because it's shuffled. It's going to be yeah, and Nochibato's got it completely right in chat right now. Right now, Karma is probably looking at a tracker, a map that has nothing available. And which means the tracker's no help at this point. You're going to have to just start firing blanks and hope you figure out what it is that you've seen.
You just gotta go robot here and just go into dungeons, just move. Like, even if your brain isn't engaging, you just have to move to a dungeon. No, it doesn't matter which one it is, and it looks like he's making the right choice here because he fluted to 4 and is going to Dark World to set up mirroring into Swamp. So it does look like his brain has re-engaged and went, wait a minute. So
yeah, he's probably going, did I do this check? And he's,
by the way, real quick,
chat's
already way ahead of us on this one. Rick did get his 7th crystal. It is a seed where the chest is available. 1 through 22 locations in Ganon's Tower. Enter a number in chat where you think that big key is going to be. You got about 5 seconds. Luckily, chat was ahead of us.
Wait, we're playing a game?
Yeah, it is. The Ganon's Tower Big Key Guessing Game.
I didn't hear like game show music or any fanfare or nothing. It's just like, here, pick a number from 1 to 22, go. 3, 2, 1, stop.
Well, because we were busy commiserating with our fellow runner over here who has gotten rando showed. Yeah. Oh, and it's in number 2. The rich get richer. Nobody guessed 2. Wow, everybody was way off.
Nobody had faith in this seed. Not after what these two been. Oh God, you pick up both, don't you? You pick up this key. You pick up this key. You don't worry about the mini helmets. You just go up and call it good.
Yep.
So we are still looking for a Moldorm. We are still looking for a Mothula, and we still have one dupe out there. Who is at the top of the tower, folks? Karma picks up his big key in Swamp Palace, and in 3, 2, 1, sadness.
Torch had a small key to answer the question in chat. The big key was on the left side chest in Hope Room. So, Hop Tower is Link's uncle. Wow.
Karma now having his key in hand, he's going to go ahead and take care of his last 2 dungeons. Misery Mire with an Armos and Wait. And we saw it dupe, right? It was a second Trinex and TR? I didn't even see the fight. The tracker's marked as Trinex and TR.
Well, to be fair, we were busy staring at Karma trying to re-engage his brain.
By the way, if we haven't already said so, give a big or a small or a round or a square of applause for our tracker tonight, Pixcalibur. And Wes has been putting up with me all night. Wes? Boy.
I mean, I think the feeling is mutual because I started out trying to prove you and somebody who I'm not going to throw under the bus on air. Sorry, Ruby. But, okay, to just completely perform an autopsy on the joke here, talk about a little bit of inside baseball. We were joking around pre-stream when I signed up for commentary about, I like the meme a little bit. I like to have fun on commentary. And that extended into me signing up.
Please kill it, Rick. Please kill it. Thank you, Rick. By the way, talking about inside baseball, baseball is our restreamer tonight, so you should give her a round of applause too. Or a rhombus of applause, a diamond of clappery. I don't know.
But
see, this is what happens when you put me and someone I know very well in the commentary booth. Wait for me and Rick to call one later.
Oh God! But yeah,
just encouraging Wes all night long because all he does is encourage me. Okay, now we've got one more shot at this. Can we remember how many bosses we haven't seen? It's Moth at the top of the tower.
Moth
It's
or...
blind on ice and moth at the top, because you can't have blind at the top of the tower. Because you wouldn't be able to see how to hook over to the last chest of the game. Oh, wait. Alright, that is a downed Armus Knights for Karma. He's getting his way over to TR now, where he will see that the kindest key layout possible just happens to be there for him.
And looking back on it, like the key layout for Turtle Rock and Ganon's Tower are have both just kind of like been like, okay, you made it through the rest of the nonsense we've thrown at you. Here, just go.
And there goes Moth. As quickly as he appeared, he flitters away. And sitting in this last check is French Vanilla Red Mail.
Where are silvers? I'm going to guess we're going to see, did you find the silvers in my tower here?
Considering we've only made 3 checks in GT, I would be hard-pressed to think anything other. They could just be on Laser Bridge, you know.
I was about that was where I was going to.
Oh god, chat says behind book. No. No, I don't read silver. So I'm looking at the symbol AG on the periodic table. I don't read silver.
Geometry Wars going a little bit lopsided here.
Do we have the Creative Commons to use that game name on stream here?
I mean, I've been doing it for years and nobody's called me out on it yet.
Geometry Wars 2 was a lot of fun, by the way. We're off sync now, and it doesn't matter because the wizard has had his fair share of triangle patterns.
I'm sure in some parallel universe, Geometry Wars' developer gets angry enough to go after S, but this is not that universe. Alright, down into the big pig fight we go.
Yes. The ageless Spaceballs reference.
Mm-hmm.
Timeless. We've got ourselves a 1-1 from AdirondackRick. He's in perfect position to do those dash pokes.
Mm-hmm.
That should be 12 right there. Well done. Little hiccup there with the circle of fire bats getting around after the double spin, but you got it.
Yep, and Rick definitely can't stop now. Needs to keep the pressure on here. Although honestly, just
it would take.
It would take a bookend is how I'm going to put it.
I would say it would take an act of. Would you find the arrows in my tower? No, wasn't looking for that. No, it would take some divine power to create a situation where this race rubber bands back, I think. But not to jinx that could happen. I really don't want to think about something like that happening.
Alrighty.
The tension of just hitting it up.
This doesn't... I know it's just a frame rate issue here, but it doesn't feel like Rick's actually hitting Ganon. But I know he is, because obviously there he goes.
Yep,
but like I'm looking
Ganon.
at it, and like Ganon isn't flashing or reacting at all to the spins, and I'm just sitting there like, that looks good, but...
Wes, chat is ahead of you again. Let's see some GGs for Rick, and we are gonna have game number 3 between these two.
And there is the immediate forfeit from Karma, which, oof.
And Karma, I would have to say, you gotta feel for him. He was in the driver's seat for almost this entire race. And as I tell people every single time, it only takes one check to derail your entire race.
Yep. All right. I do believe we are going to be joined by the runners here shortly. Yep, there they are. GG's to you both.
GG's.
Good old McBossy, putting enemies in rude spots and progression behind them.
Mm-hmm. So, I guess first thing I want to ask chronologically is, what happened there at the very start, Rick?
I don't know which start you're talking about.
The
With your
first
hardware.
one. The false
Okay.
start.
Yeah, there we go.
I don't have any idea what happened. Just the game crashed on me.
Yeah, that looked like VRAM corruption if I've ever seen it, but there was really, like, out of nowhere.
Like, I don't know what wound up happening there. It's just completely crazy. And I'm like, uh-oh. So I jiggled the cartridge just a little bit, and it seemed like it worked for the rest of the seed. But to be honest, that did not cost me a lot of time, because really the only thing that I lost out of that was, okay, we're going to go get that hammer back. We're going to get that 50 rupees back and now drop in to see what this other item is that we just missed out on.
True. Probably did put you a little bit on the back foot, though.
I did not really like it, but it was like, okay.
So not as much as you both had a time with Helmasaur for a little bit. Karma gets through it.
Yeah.
And Helma deciding to give you the business a little bit?
I have no idea what wound up happening, but I'm going to assume that's the Bossamizer aspect of Helmasaur is a little too big and reached me from his back.
Yeah, so we're speculating in chat is because it appeared to us like you got hit by nothing, but the people who expect us to know everything are reminding us that we think the tail wrapped around on the screen and got you,
and that's
even though you couldn't even see it.
That's what I'm going to assume, even though at the heat of battle, my reaction was, "What the hell was that?"
Was that supposed to be a horn?
Yes.
Aluga.
Oh no.
Karma, what happened with Trinex in Thieves Town?
Don't forget you have hammer first.
Okay, I was worried about that.
And then if for the Free Enterprise fans, Trinex just decided I had a cute butt and decided to kick it a couple times.
I forgot one small aspect about that Trinex.
And what would that aspect be?
Don't touch its butt. It only does 1 heart damage.
Oh, you were trying to warp off a Trinex.
Yeah, that was when I found out that it was Trinex. I don't, of course, have an ice rod at that stage, so it's like, okay, we got to take a death warp here. Oh, that's right. It only does 1 heart damage. Okay, next, skip me.
Well, you got eventually. So this seed just kind of... It wanted you to do things in a very particular order. It felt like the entire way through.
Yeah, and I love the tiny little sprinkling of breadcrumbs this seed decided it was going to give us to get to the mitts.
Now, you're going to tell me that you didn't go get your mirror because you wanted your mirror to make that check.
I kind of put it off to that point. I did feel a little behind when I did see that the mirror was there on my last location. But as I was telling Ivy Karma in the waiting room, my reaction was, okay, since you've been stringing me along lately here, Seed, you're going to be the mirror. Watch it be the mirror. And of course, lo and behold, there it was.
And you both go into Swamp Palace, and we thought you were just gonna time sink by not finding your mitts, being in King's Tomb as they were, and go through Swamp Palace, and then we think there's nothing there. Suddenly, finish that sentence.
Some sort of cane was there, and I'm not talking about the one that was in Waterfall Chest.
Kids,
Karma,
don't forget rooms.
Forget to do the compass chest?
I forgot to do reach around because I went left side first.
I've done that.
I just blanked on going down.
I've done that in the past too, and it's like, oh.
I mean, you saw me hit oh no mode. I knew I forgot something, and I was just trying to debate what it was. It took me, I think, 2 solid minutes to figure out what I missed. So the 2 solid minutes there, Probably
it'd
4 to
be
try next.
a little generous on how long it took you to figure that out. Because
Yeah,
you were only on the flute screen for maybe a minute at most.
I think your oh no mode honestly canceled out my game crash at 2 minutes in.
Yeah, and then the double deaths of Trinex didn't help. For me, full clearing the seed and blind pulling Ped for chat.
You buy and put. See, like I said, I don't like pulling Ped, but $20, $20.
Hey, I pulled Ped
Ew.
because I felt that far behind after the deaths in the mitts and not finding anything.
Honestly, that makes sense, but I
I just gambled.
I made one mistake that I feel like I should not have done in this seed. Yes, not getting the man under the bridge was a mistake per se, but I think the bigger mistake that I made was going past Hype Cave and then be like, okay, we're just going to run past the bomb shop. Never mind what my other 5-6 crystal is and just find out by way of a map in Meyer Shed.
Oh.
So I figure, like, here's what I figure. I figure if I found Samaria when I was in Swamp, that race would have been very close.
Oh, absolutely. Especially since you went to Desert and Rick went to Ice. So actually, we had no mode very swiftly there. That little divergence right there could have kept it, I would say, almost step for step if Rick did everything except Desert right after that.
Yeah, at that point, after I pulled the ether out of Ice Palace, my plan was immediately go to Meyer and see if we're in Schrodinger's go mode.
Oh, you mean the... Okay. Well,
yeah.
this has been an eventful affair here for the last 100 minutes or so. These two guys gave us one heck of a show. Make sure you're giving them a follow. And we have something to look forward to from you two. We've got a winner-take-all Game 3 that you guys now need to figure out on the schedule. Any thoughts as to when and what mode don't you want to see, respectively?
Well, first of all, I'm going to answer that question here. The Game 3 between us is going to be sometime next week. I've got a lot of things going on for the rest of this week that's going to take me away from being able to do that match. And then maybe sometime either early or towards the end of next week is when we'll get this match in. But let me see what we have for the deck. So it looks like our deck for Game 3 is going to either be Tournament Hard 3, Standard Boots 3, or Fad Keys 3 cards.
Ooh. One of those is more fun than the others.
We're guaranteed no Ambrosia. We're guaranteed no McBoss. Hey, we're going to have a different mode all 3 races. Yay!
Pretty sure that's by design, though, isn't it?
I think that's just because of the way the cards worked out. I've had 2 Ambrosias my last 2 races, or my last 3 races, and I think IB Karma's had 2 as well. One with me and one in group stage.
I have one in group stage somewhere.
Yep. So that gets
That
rid of all
was my
5.
first McBoss of the whole tournament. Oh.
Yeah, that would do it.
So it just works out the fact that we're going to have different modes all 3 races.
That's kind of cool. Yep. Actually, gives you guys both a shot to do your best at what you can in your respective modes. Obviously, Ambrosia went more the way of Karma. This one was just, I'm just going to call it straight up, this was a wash entirely. Like the way this seed played out for both of you.
Yeah.
Oh my God. This was the equalizer that I think you kind of needed, Rick, but at the same time, like everything in its potential divine power to make you suffer the entire way through definitely fell into your lap.
Yeah, I was on pins and needles for this entire race, knowing that this was an elimination match for me.
And now you're both on watch here as we talk about that Game 3. Do we have any other thoughts about tonight's race here, Wes, and both of you guys?
I just want to say GG's to you, IB Karma. You definitely played excellent here in Game 1 last night, and I'm sure you played solidly here in Game 2. Just that one location took you, and I'm looking forward to Game 3 with you, buddy.
Yep, we should have a pretty good one. Out of those 3 modes, it's whatever. Probably, I would prefer probably not to have a 2 or 3 hour affair on Fad Keys, but I mean, if we roll it, we roll it.
Now that you said that, that's exactly what we're going to get.
Now, wait a
Yep.
minute. Hold on. Where in either tournament have we had a 3-hour Fad Keys? Show me.
I said 2 to 3.
Okay. Which says the upper
I'm just
limit's
saying it
3.
takes.
So where
I
have
just
we
said
seen...
it takes 2 plus. That's all I'm
Where-
saying. If you go
What?
beyond 3, that's probably very bad for you.
Well, we
Watch,
pull up Mike's chart on the main tournament and see what the average finish time is.
watch. We now get the 90-minute special that's been setting records.
Shh. I had one of those. Don't
I
jinx
know you
it.
did. That's why I brought
Shush.
it up.
Shush.
All right, yeah, GG's to you, and thank you very much, Wes and Zaruvian, for doing the commentating on this one, and for the entire crew here at ZSR, including Baseball and the Trekker behind the scenes, Pixel as well.
Yeah, Pixcalibur hanging out and making sure all the buttons get pushed.
All I'll say is you're welcome, and I'm sorry.
And with that, Wes, shall we turn this over to Baseball to send us home?
I do believe we shall.
All right. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's time for me to wrap this up. So thank you all so much for watching today. This race was a ton of fun to watch. So glad we got to put it on. And yeah, thank you to our runners, AdirondackRick and IB Karma. Very much looking forward to Game 3 next week. Hopefully I'll be available to restream it. We'll see. Yeah, and thank you to our commentators, West Side Vandal and Zaruvian, and of course our wonderful tracker, Pixcalibur. Yeah. So a couple races coming up tomorrow on ZSR for the Challenge Cup at 4 p.m. Eastern. We'll have James FNX versus Tabby Cat. And then at 9 p.m. Eastern, we'll have Tree Sap Thief versus NY Rambler. So make sure you join us for those. And I'll be there for the 9 p.m. one, so you'll see me there. All right. In the meantime, I'm going to send us over to Gamachu, who is playing some Link to the Past Randomizer, which we just watched. So I hope you enjoy that, and I will see you all next time. Thank you.